Okay, so we just visited, I can't remember his name, Eli. And he's told us that he's not heard from our sire and that we should make her run for it, basically. So I've got connecting the dots. Renard's exploits have me even more on edge than the carnage that happened at the island. I need to figure out my next move. So like maybe boost me sometime and you can get it. I don't think I have any accounts that I can boost you with anymore. Oh wait, no, I think that every account's still gold. Even I have heard some of the crazy legends that have popped up around the ministry over the years. I don't give a shit if they can actually control the elements. The second we bailed from our shithole on North Brother Island, a ruthless wind kicked up, shoving us right back to our boat. It was like Mother Nature screaming at us to get the hell out, run, to ditch this cursed dump before it sucked us dry. So yeah, we totally bailed. We zoomed across the East River and only chilled when that wicked wind finally took a break from breathing down our necks. That's when it dives into the icy Hudson, stirring up wild waves. As we are walking on this pier, the thunderous crash of the water drowns out our voices, all fierce and intense, like it's slurping up our words and splashing them away. They do put some weird ass words in this, don't they? Let's recap. I'm not reading the whole word. First, Jessica Wainwright says Renard Casal is now #1 on the circulatory system's hit list. Paddy isn't the type to make big gestures while he talks. He usually just spins his ring or shoves his hand deep in his pockets. But this time he's putting on a bit of a show, ticking off imaginary bullet points on his fingers. Yeah, and I'm probably going down with him if I don't stop digging. Not like I've got much of a choice anyway. Correct. And second, Eli Sansrick swears he hasn't talked to Renard Casal in months, and the items? Yeah, item sounds about right. Right, the items you arranged for Sansrick through Casal haven't shown up yet. Casal has also developed a rather intense, almost obsessive interest in the antediluvians. His reasons and objectives are still a mystery. Sonar is literally PB. Sonar is literally PB. Alexi, yes. Yes, they are. I just quietly nod along. Renard Casal has been MIA for the past few nights, despite having meetings lined. He goes quiet for a bit, spinning his ring like he's trying to tether his thoughts to something solid. In all honesty, none of this sounds promising. Not for finding him, definitely not for his safety. He stops talking and just stares off into space, fiddling with his ring. What else is new? There's another piece of intel we've dug up. And there's that Zemesk from the Hudson. Vitra, was it? Sansrick mentioned she's after Renard. Don't know much about her, just that she's got some sort of show on the Hudson. We should definitely look into her. That ring of his is spinning faster now, and I somehow sense that Paddy's about to piss me off with another load of bullshit. It hits me all of a sudden. He does that a lot, doesn't he? Spins that ring and then spouts nonsense or flips his stance. I'm not convinced that's the smartest approach. What solid proof do we actually have that ties her to Casal? Aside from the rumblings of a disgruntled serpent. There we go. None, but then again, we don't have much of anything solid, so we might as well chase up what leads we do have, right? That makes sense. He keeps spinning his ring, his expressions moving out like he's trying to straighten his thoughts. However, I think it might be better to focus our investigation on the circulatory system. Is this him being pragmatic, anxious, or maybe did he just spin the ring and let fate decide? Honestly, that feels way riskier than just chatting with one kindred. I can't believe I'm the one who wants to play it safe. There's no way he let sheer chance guide his actions, right? Not Mr. Cool and Collected. It's got to be something about Ritra herself. Is she really that intimidating? Are you scared of her? Well, Sansrick did imply that she single-handedly ousted his entire group out of Harlem. To be fair, he only suggested that she just does whatever she wants, and he's not a fan because she totally stepped on his toes. He turns away and spins his ring faster as yet another realization dawns on me. From what little I know, it's out of character for Paddy to be scared of someone he hasn't met. Hold on, you know her? Like, personally? I don't, well, I've heard of her. Spin. Word travels fast, and she's been the talk of the town for some time now. She's quite the enigma. Spin, spin. No one knows where she came from, or why she chose New York, only that she invades territories and stands her ground decisively. Spin, spin, spin. And that unknown element is precisely what makes her a threat. Spin, spin, spin. I'm so tempted to rip that fucking ring off his finger and smash it to pieces. I shut my eyes and grit my teeth, trying to concentrate. Hey, baby. No. What did you have food with that was apples?
You're gonna bust yourself.
Oh, I see, I see. Honestly, she sounds like just another stuffy kindred with killer PR. If no one knows your background, you can craft any image you want and no one will question it, because they've got nothing to compare it to. Perhaps, but there have been many kindred who sought an audience with her and never came back. Totally screams classic Camarilla move, if you ask me. I don't get why you're all weird about looking into Ritra, especially since you've never even met her. Or so you claim. He stops spinning his ring and grips it tightly, his knuckles turning a shade paler. The main difference between her and the Camarilla is that with the ivory tower, you can occasionally talk your way out of the deal, negotiate like you did a couple of nights ago. With Ritra, the story has just one ending. You disappear. His explanation almost makes sense, but he won't even look at me as he speaks. Just gazes off into nothing, fingers constantly dancing on his stupid ring. And while I get that everyone has their quirks, I'm not demented enough to think I don't have anything. It's really sad to get on my fucking nerves. You know what? As much as it kills me to say it, you're right. This Richard trick is way too dicey to just waltz up to. Let's stick to something more solid for now. Yes, exactly. He sounds so relieved. It almost makes me feel bad for what I'm about to do. Almost. But then he starts spinning that goddamn ring again. It's just that, this is killing me. I need to do something with my hands before I literally explode. A look of concern flickers across his face. Are you trying to get on my lap? No. Literally explode? Does that have something to do with your clan? Nah, it's just how I'm wired. Got a coin or something I can toss? Maybe a pebble, a button. You just dipped your tail in my fucking drink. He gives me a puzzled look, but dutifully digs into his pocket and hands me a coin. Quid, if I'm not mistaken. Thanks, so... Oh shit. Looks like the serpents are having certain thoughts about letting us walk. As he turns confused, I swiftly snag both the coin and his cherished ring from his hand. Before he can turn back, I set the ring on my finger and step back. Never mind, probably just my mind playing tricks. Hey, what's up with your ring? Up close, the ring is actually pretty intricate, even kind of beautiful. The dice spinner that mimics a D20 die. I give it a flick, it lands on a 1. I choose not to take that as an omen. My ring? What? I lift my hand and give my fingers a little wave, flashing the double band. If he were mortal, Paddy would be the portrait of distress right now, with his pupils shrinking to dots. He reaches out with a trembling hand. Give it back. Why the fuss? It's a cool piece and all, but seriously, what's the big deal? You don't understand. I really need it back, please. I stand my ground with my arms crossed, watching him falter. His body tenses as if to jump, then relaxes abruptly. His hands clench and unclench. It's clear he's struggling to keep himself composed, almost on the verge of kneeling. I know he's been putting on a show these past few nights. He's a pro, and I get that. Game recognizes game. But right now, he looks so downright pathetic that I really have to remind myself that we're both just playing our parts here. Callie, I'm serious, please. I can turn really ugly, really fast. Give it back, give it back. Just give it back. He seems, am I the bad guy here? This can't go on. I need to find out. I love you to tell me what the fucking problem is. Look at this from my angle, will you? I feel like I'm about to lose my head here and you're acting like it's fine to gamble with my existence. You get how messed up that sounds, right? It's not what you think. Just please hand it over and then what? You'll just skirt around the issue? That's all you ever fucking do. He stays quiet, teeth clenched, shivering on the ground as if he's going through withdrawal. Who knows? Maybe he is. Okay, is that better? You're on my lap now. You really don't think much of me, do you? Haven't I shown you I'm enough? Come on, Paddy, quit the game just this once. Trust me. What's going on with you? I might be able to help, you know? I pry his hand away from the decaying plank that he's nearly crushed, slip the ring onto his finger and step back, just in case he decides to take a well-deserved swing at me. The reaction is instantaneous. I watch in silence as he curls in on himself, cradling his hand to his chest, his head bowed, shoulders heaving with sharp, near-mortal breaths. It takes a while for him to find his words. I wrestle with my impatience. Stay cool. Wait. For when I'm about to blurt out something stupid, he speaks. I do not leave important decisions to a die roll. Absolutely not. You're right. It would be monumentally foolish. He lifts his gaze from the ring and looks at me with a piercing clarity. I plop down next to him, nodding. Go on. This ring, I consider it my lifeline. It keeps me from drowning in the relentless flood of voices inside my head. It doesn't shut them up entirely, but it dampens them, makes them manageable, subdued. Wait a minute. Is that why you're been so obsessed about inner voices and that Duskborn, Sana? Yes, I'm searching for a more lasting solution, or for some clarity at least. Clarity on what? On what these voices actually represent. You don't know? I know. I've known these voices as long as I can remember. I understand why they grew stronger after my embrace, but I also know they're not like what others experience. What? Paddy, I'm so lost. What others are you talking about? He falls silent for a hot minute, the ring on his finger twitching incessantly. A truly irritating sight. I should probably look away before I'm tempted to yank it off again. I am Melkavin, Kali. The whole cative act is just a facade. Melkavin, derided as lunatics by other vampires, the blood of the Malcolmists lets them perceive and foretell truths hidden from others, like the wise madmen of poetry. A fractured perspective stems from seeing too much of the world at once, from understanding too deeply, and feeling emotions that are just too strong. Okay, and his gaze, filled with suspicion, narrows on me. You don't seem terribly shocked. I mean, what are we if not the secrets we keep? Callie isn't even my real name yet. Huh? What is it then? Slow down, Turbo. We're still unpacking your little masquerade here. What's up with that? Why the pretense, you mean? Yeah, that. I get the gist, but I want to know the deets. The deets are that. Mercavines aren't exactly crowd favorites, particularly those among us with an uncanny insight into the future and no talent for concealing it. Wait, hold up. You're telling me you can see the future? No. Nothing so extravagant. I get feelings, hunches, occasional whispers offering me a glimpse of what might be. Sounds pretty nifty to me. Believe me, it's anything but. It's impossible to tell if these whispers are a boon or a bane. Wait, so your own voices are screaming at you? Yes. That's seriously messed up. No response. I take it that he agrees. So, these whispers, did they tip you off when you saved those anarchs 2 years back? He seems surprised that I remember his little confession. In a way, I was lucky to guess right, and lucky that talk cut me some slack from my erratic gift. I nod silently, piecing together our conversation in my head. Everything clicks into place except for one nagging question. But if you understand these voices and their origins, why bother dissecting them? That is me for the night. Gonna go watch him. I'll have a good rest of your stream. Good night. Good night, Maury. I'll give Nico some treats in a bit. She is chilling on my desk at the moment. I hear many voices, each of them distinct but also the same. It's difficult to explain. But among them is one that's elusive. It doesn't come from any known place. It can't be quietened, even by my ring. I need to uncover its source and purpose. So it's nastier than the others? Not exactly, just enigmatic, and there's only one. He pauses, his finger itching towards that cursed ring, and he clearly abandons what he was going to say. Nobody seems to know a damn thing about it. I squint at him, suspicion tightening my features. You're holding out on me. Again. Of course I am, but I'm being open about it. It's impossible to share everything about oneself. I find that fascinating, don't you? No matter how transparent you try to be, there are always aspects of your life you keep to yourself, intentionally or not. The nuances of our situations are a load of crap. I mentally check out for a bit, then I cut off his philosophical rambling. Call it, Gandalf, keep your secrets. Just remember, I'm not letting fate roll a die for me. You already have one reckless idiot on this team, and that's me. He seems stunned, but in the end tosses me a small but genuine smile. I thank you, truly. Had I known you would be so understanding, I might have told you sooner. I apologize for misjudging you, Ali. Thank you for telling me, even if it was under duress. Right, yes. So should we go back to the important stuff? Hey, don't underestimate yourself. You matter too. For a split second, his face crumples like he might cry, so I clear my throat and look away. All this mushy crap is really crapping my style. So, Bernard, why is the circulatory system so obsessed with getting him out of the picture? I mean, there's the whole blood trade thing, sure, but why this sudden urgency? I'm guessing it's because they know something. That's a reasonable hypothesis, right? Every now and then I hit the nail on the head. Now, if the camera hadn't swiped my laptop, I have done some deep digging online with all my tech, but honestly, it probably wouldn't have made a damn difference. A behemoth like the circulatory system probably used a sealed off intranet from dirty laundry. And I could hack into their database, but it's all coulda, woulda, shoulda at this point. Hold that thought. Gunning into the circulatory system's database might just be within our grasp. I squint at him. He's full of surprises tonight. Must be the bloodshed getting to him. Have you ever come across someone named Kaiser? I might have caught wind of him. Isn't he the slick, sharky guy? It would be prudent to avoid discussing his appearance, especially in his presence. Kaiser's quite the figure here in New York, a veritable eminence grise whose influence extends everywhere like spider's web. There's little he doesn't know, even with the recent altercation with the La Sombra primitive. Creatures subtly at odds with mundane reality, La Sombra vampires are expected to triumph at any cost. Ruthlessness is a sought-after trait in progeny, making the reputation as betraying interlopers well-deserved. Those do not seek attention, preparing to act as puppeteers, powers behind the proverbial throne. To a shadow, the ends justify any means. What's altercation? Oh my god. I'm not privy to the particulars, only that it profoundly disturbed Kaiser. Oh, that primogen sounds pretty cool. I should definitely not meet with them. I don't want any altercations. I doubt you have much say in whether the primogen chooses to seek you out. Anyhow, if you want to operate under the Camarella's radar, Kaiser's our kindred. Raven's Watch is on sale. Oh, what's that? Yeah, but hooking up with someone like that? I mean, I'm not even planning to stick around New York much. Piling up debts while hunting for my sire sounds like a nightmare. That is fair. Well then, we don't have any other... Hold up, what about the Malkavian savant? Word on the street is she's pretty slick with intel. You know her, right? From Clan to Clan. Ah, you mean Hope, CEO of Double Spiral? Right, her. She's famous for her tech chops. Had some chatter about her back in LA too. Well, she might not be the best fit for this job. Cracking open the database, one thing. Hands on it. But she's been a thorn in Kaiser's side lately. He suddenly gained ground in his areas of influence. Maybe she's picked up some new tricks she hasn't unleashed yet. It's your call, Callie. This is about your sire, after all. Honestly, none of these options are exactly stellar, but beggars can't be choosers, right? Ooh, let's go to Hope. Let's touch base with the tech whiz. Seems like a safer bet to me. Alright, I'll set up a meeting for tomorrow night, just after sunset. Meet me in my haven as soon as possible. You'll find another place to crash tonight, I take it. He's learning. Neat. Yeah, but I'll be there. Pinky promise. Flashes me a knowing grin and nods. Then we go our separate ways, melting into the vanishing night. And ironic, isn't it? The deeper I sink into this mess, the lighter I feel. Right, we don't need to feed, but I think we probably should. I don't know when we're next going to get a chance to feed. Where do we want to go? So, Hunts Point Landing seems like they've got IRL streamers, which is probably not the best idea. Maybe we go here instead. Plus we need to get this event done, because this means I'm absolutely going to get an event, I think. But we are already here, I think. Means this is going out the way and then going up to... I think we go here. It's closer to where we're going. First title movie decorating step. Yep, there it is. I think this is going to be our... It hits me that something's off when I notice this fumbling idiot who crashed into some trash cans a few blocks back, still following me. Could it be a coincidence in a city as big and chaotic as New York? But hell no. I've zigzagged some cross streets and flipped sides more times than I can count during the short walk. There's no denying it, no matter how much I want to stick to my original route. This creep is definitely on my tail. Considering the crap I've seen, it's not far-fetched to think it could be a hunter. But damn, I've been way off more times than I'd like to admit. I'm taking zero chances here. Following D'Angelo's sage advice, I speed up. Nothing dramatic, just enough to turn heads but guaranteed to make any mere mortal bust along or two. But even so, this dude seems glued to me. What's he on? Meh? Or something worse, like zeal? Shit, guess I was right. If this creep's a hunter, it's time to haul ass and vanish before a whole squad of them shows up. I dart into a dark, secluded alleyway, bending to shake the stalker off for good. But surprise, surprise, turn out the alleyway is not so secluded after all. There's this guy leaning against a filthy brick wall, eyes locked on the main street, and by extension on me. Unlike the fumbling idiot, he's got that distinct blank gaze, a look I've already learned to hate and clock at first sight. A hunter, of course. When it rains, it just fucking monsoons. After all the hunter-related crap of the last few nights, the idea of even brushing past is what makes me want to hurl. I'll do a quick about turn and always walk straight into my stalker, who seems to have found a new sidekick. And they both have the same bone-chilling stare. I've kept my supernatural stuff under wraps recently, haven't I? I'm pretty sure I haven't pulled any stunts out in the open. That's a lie. That is a lie, Harley. This is actually disappearing out. This is not actually in the... Y'all didn't tell me. But the second all three of them reach under their jackets and whip out wooden stakes and a very nice looking flare gun, the details of my fuck-ups become irrelevant. Fuck my own life. Oh well, no way but the hard way. I smile at them, lifting my hands in mock surrender as I suppress my growing panic. They just glare back, silent and tense, ready to pounce, but my little axe makes them pause, only for a split second. That's my cue. I burst into inhuman speed, dive under an incoming stake, and dash toward the far end of the alley. The crack of the flare gun suddenly echoes behind me. It misses, and a sharp scent of phosphorus fills the air, but I'm not sticking around to give them a second chance. The moment I round the corner, I stop and press myself flush against the wall. In the blink, I'm suddenly there, but not quite fully corporeal, but somehow forgettable, inconsequential, invisible. The hunters zoom past me, hurling curses into the night, but I ignore them. I am the stillness, I am the background. I am one with the grime of this dirty-ass city. It takes a few minutes before I dare to move and look for signs of pursuit. The coast's clear. I peel away from the wall, letting go of my forgettable shroud before sprinting off the other way as fast as my legs will take me. It seems I managed to get away by the skin of my teeth, in peak Ravnos style. Still, all the running around ate up way too much time. Guess I'm skipping that detour tonight. That's fine. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. And then if I go here, I'm just gonna fucking die. So I need to go here. The apartment I scored thanks to the signs of our crew. I wonder who left it there. Renard? Jess? It's thankfully much better than the dump I had to crash in back in the Bronx. It's clean, spacious, and sunproof, so at least I won't fry to a crisp while daydreaming. Not exactly my cozy RV, but hey, in a couple of nights, I could get used to it. If it weren't for the damn near certainty that I'll turn to a pile of ash come sunset, that is. Lying in this queen-sized bed, hands laced behind my head, waiting for sleep to hit, my mind can't help but spiral around this shitstorm the past few nights. Turns out, there's more I don't know about Renard than I do about Paddy, and I've been Renard's child for almost 2 freaking years. My embrace. Yeah, that's not a trip down memory lane I enjoy. Not just because it felt like getting ripped apart, but because it caught me off guard. I wasn't one of those poor sods whose entire existence resolved around becoming kindred, who slaved away as ghouls for decades, if not centuries, just for a chance at one final kiss. To be honest, I had no desires or purpose back then, just drifting through life much like these nights, following impulses, hit up that city, no, scratch that, head to the other one, swipe from that dude here, scam that lady over there, put on a show, disappear, live. I caught Renard's eye at a music festival. I was really racking it in with my sleights of hand. I was seeing the clueless out of their money. Rich kids were everywhere, dripping with cash and confidence, making my job a damn breeze. Just one day, I made enough to cover my tickets 3 times over. It lasted until Renard came along and decided to take me down a notch, exposing all my tricks, swindled me of my hard-earned money, humiliated me in front of my cash cows, and then had the nerve to promise me some bright, shiny future with his gang. I told him to go to hell, obviously. I'd had it with assholes and had zero interest in joining a gang. Cruising alone across the country suited me just fine, so I thought. Been years since I convinced myself that solitude meant freedom. But soon enough, whether I liked it or not, I learned a whole new meaning of freedom, one that went way beyond just being lonely. Because that very same night, Renard spotted me in the crowd and decided to embrace me right under everyone's noses. No one even batted a freaking eye as he hauled my dying ass out of that festival. Man, I'm in a rotten mood today, and I gotta remind myself it's not all that bad. Those last 2 years with Renard's coterie were better than a big chunk of my life. Turns out, being part of a tight-knit group, a found family, he calls it, can be pretty damn sweet. Not so much when the leader turns out to be a lying, dodging snake, though. That's a recent bombshell. That merchandise not reaching the buyer, the sudden antediluvian obsession, and being at the very top of the circuitry system hit list. God damn it, Renard Cassell. What the hell did you get yourself into? Meanwhile. Slow night, boss. He clearly detests when I call him that, but I keep tossing it his way every now and then. Who knows, maybe I'll rekindle some of that old buddy vibe we lost along the way. Not that I'm dying for it, it's just he turns into a total snorefest once he flips on the professional switch. Handling the Callahan case the way I did, I know it wouldn't exactly endear me to him. Turns out, I might have come deeper than I ever thought it would. How many this time? Another 2, a dustboard and one of Aisling's fledglings. The way they were found, their last moments were far from pleasant, to say the least. This is absurd. We're sequestered here like a bunch of idiots struggling to find common ground, pretending we have this mess handled. Can't let this continue, you know that. We have to crush this mob, snap their pitchforks and smother their torches before everything spirals out of control. I mean, you're the sheriff. In my book, that's your shot to call. You've got plenty of backup in there. Honestly, I don't know what's holding you back. That's the fundamental difference between us. Unlike you, I still have a modicum of respect for the rules, even when they bind my hands to the choices of fools. Language. Yikes, there's that fiery glare again. I need to work on my timing, and Nick needs to sort out his anger issues. Do you mind if I intrude on this delightful conversation? Jesus, I hate when she pulls that Cheshire Cat shit, popping out of thin air like that. What is it, Valerie? We might have identified the mastermind behind your locust swarm, you so aptly put it. A mere glimpse at the file she hands Kadir has me reeling. Him? Seriously? Positive. But then, piecing things together, it makes perfect sense. The locust would only rally under a supremely charismatic arsehole. And there's no arsehole quite as magnetic as Aaron Fletcher. Alright guys, that's where we're going to wrap up stream. We're going to wrap up this clip.